fringe gave her the elfin touch. These, and a hint of the retroussé about her nose. This latter feature Sara deeply regretted, and longed for a nice Grecian nose like Julia's. Her mother and father, who were in England, had nice, long, aristocratic noses. Why, Sara wondered, had she taken after her aunt instead of her mother? "You've made us very comfortable," Sara said to the air hostess. "Thank you." "Oh, don't thank me," the hostess replied. "You weren't any trouble. Quite an old hand at flying, I can see that." Sara smiled wanly. "I like Mother Earth best," she admitted. She didn't have any touch of the elf now. Her eyes were serious, and immediately the merry quality gave way to one of earnest endeavour. Anyone interested in Sara as a personality would have marvelled at the way her firm little mouth and chin argued the point with her nose, her wide grey eyes, and the pretty page-boy haircut. She was 20 years old, but only looked that when her mouth and not her eyes was in control of the situation. The hostess glanced at Sara's luggage label. "You're going to Ransome Station," she said. She pointed through the window. "There's the station wagon waiting for you the other side of the fence." Her smile deepened. "That's Andy Patterson at the wheel. You're about to begin the most hazardous part of your journey now." "Goodness me, does he drive like that?" asked Sara. "And how? Never mind, you'll get into the safety zone again when you get in the Camden plane. There's nothing he can hit in the air except a bird." "How far do we drive before we get the Camden plane?" "Well, it's about 5 miles out into the country. They use private land out from the town." Julia Camden, in front, had got her case down from the luggage rack. "Oh, look here," she said, turning to the hostess. "Give me a hand with this thing, will you? 'Pon my word, these spaces between the seats are the limit. I don't know why you don't use a Convair or Constellation on these runs." "We're waiting for a jetliner," the air hostess said agreeably. "I don't suppose the company could afford both." "Jetliner on this run," said a young man waiting for both Sara and Julia to move out of the aisle. "That'll be the day." Julia gave him a withering stare, and the young man winked at the air hostess. Sara caught just the edge of it and could not help smiling. "May I?" he said to Sara, lifting his hat with one hand and taking her case with the other. "Oh, thank you so much. That is kind of you." He was a nice young man, and Sara felt oddly surprised and pleased that he had taken her case and not Julia's. "I think I go over to that station wagon," Sara said uncertainly to her escort. "I was told that was the Ransome station plane." "You going out to Ransome? Well, we'd better introduce ourselves. I'm Jack Brownrigg, and I'm a friend of Greg Camden's. He's the boss out there. I suppose you know that. You come up for the big party and the muster?" "Yes and no," Sara said quietly. "I'm the secretary. I believe it's going to be a very big party and a very big muster, and the company thought Mr. Gregory should have a secretary while it's on." "Greg with a secretary?" Jack Brownrigg threw back his head and laughed. "Wait till the other station owners hear about that. Mostly they do with their bookkeepers and a jackaroo." A faint colour rose in Sara's cheeks. "I gathered it was something new," she said. They had reached the wire fence, and Jack Brownrigg passed her case between the wires and held them apart by putting his foot on the lower one and holding the upper 2 wires upwards with his hand. "Climb through," he said. "Nobody ever uses gates if they don't have to." Sara climbed through and turned to thank him. The young brown-faced man at the wheel of the car got out and came towards them. "Here's your passenger, Andy," Jack Brownrigg said. "Tell Greg I rescued her." "Morning, Jack. Morning, Miss... Brent," Sara said. "Sara Brent." "Sara Brent," said Jack Brownrigg with a smile. "I'll remember that when I come out to the party." "Where's my other passenger?" said Andy dryly. "Guess she's turning the airport upside down looking for me." "She'll come in good time," Jack said. "Julia always turns up." Sara looked at him in surprise. He hadn't shown recognition of Julia in the plane. Sara had noticed that when Julia left the plane she had disappeared inside the air office. "Shouldn't I do something about my ticket?" "You should have," said Jack Brownrigg. "I'm afraid you're in for serious trouble not checking out officially." "Had I better go back?" Sara asked anxiously. The 2 men laughed.